Most of the content about the Thailand nominee crackdown flooding YouTube and TikTok is produced either by young influencers panicking about their visas or legal agencies trying to sell high priced corporate restructuring services.
If you turn on the news or doom scroll through YouTube and TikTok right now, you would think the sky is falling. Everyone is screaming that Thailand is kicking out foreign money, seizing villas and turning away investors. Nevertheless, here is the thing. As someone who has been planted in this country for nearly 4 decades, married to a Thai national, and watched this kingdom evolve from a sleepy agricultural nation into a Southeast Asian powerhouse, I have a slightly different perspective. What you are seeing is not a surprise. It was entirely predictable. The old wink and a nod system has finally broken. Besides, all those young influencers panicking into their cameras about their visas, the fear-mongering legal agencies trying to sell you overpriced restructuring packages, they are missing the point entirely. Today, we are going to talk about why the party is over, why so many newcomers are finding out the hard way that ignorance of the law is no defence, and why, if you have half a brain and live quietly, you probably have nothing to worry about. Let me take you back. Picture Pattaya in the 1980s. I know, a different world entirely. Back then, the expat scene operated at a very human scale. You had old soldiers, sailors, and a few adventurous chaps with a taste for the exotic. It was informal. It was personal. In the 1990s, Phuket started to bubble up. What's more, in the 2000s, the same pattern emerged. However, here is the crucial difference between now and then. The old school foreign expats were usually integrated with Thai families. Back then, land was held legitimately by a Thai spouse. It was held via personal asset declarations, the Sin Sat-un. Nobody was trying to buy up entire hillsides and build a resort empire. The capital stayed local, and people mostly had the good sense to keep their heads down. There was an unwritten golden rule, and if you understand this, you will understand everything that is happening today. The rule was simple. As long as you stayed low profile, respected local customs, and did not attempt to build an industrial empire on a paper loop, the central government maintained a policy of passive tolerance. Besides, honestly, it worked quite well. The central government in Bangkok had more pressing things to worry about than old Bertie from Birmingham running a little beach bar. They looked the other way because it did not threaten the social fabric. So what changed? When did the old tolerance evaporate? Well, the shift started when the big law firms realised there was a gold mine in mass-producing turnkey companies. Suddenly you could turn up with a suitcase of cash, and for a few thousand baht you could buy a shelf company. A 51-49% limited company, stamped and ready to go. It moved from being a last resort for a genuine family unit to being a standard commercial product available to absolutely anyone arriving in the country. Then the social media circus arrived. Besides, this is where I really start to sound like a grumpy old man. Suddenly, every guru, every TikTok lawyer, and every Instagram influencer was advertising these nominee arrangements as standard investment hacks. They were broadcasting their unpermitted Airbnbs, their unlicensed jet ski rental fleets, and the nominee villa products right into the face of the Thai authorities. They handed law enforcement a roadmap on a silver platter. I suppose we should be grateful in a way. The louder they shout, the easier it is for the authorities to find the offenders. They are doing the paperwork for the DBD. If you're going to break the law, the last thing you should do is live stream it to the world while dancing with a cocktail in your hand. Nevertheless, common sense is not all that common, apparently. Then came the post-2022 wave, the rapid influx, particularly from Russia and Europe, into Phuket, Samui and Phang Nga. Scaled these operations from a few dodgy ventures into closed-loop commercial networks. They were not just buying a bar to keep the missus happy. They were multi-million-dollar operations which squeezed out local Thai workers and drove property prices into the stratosphere, completely out of reach for everyday Thai citizens. That, my friends, is when the Thai government stopped looking the other way. Now, here is a question everyone wants the answer to. Why now? Why did the trap spring now? The answer is surprisingly modern. The Department of Business Development, the DBD, and the Revenue Department stopped checking paper filings by hand. They stopped relying on old blokes in suits shuffling documents. They deployed AI screening systems like the IBAS system. Besides, here is where it gets interesting. The new regulatory push, which came into force around August 2026, was designed to verify the economic reality of a company, not just the paperwork. The DBD now requires Thai shareholders to produce 3 months of bank statements to prove their source of funds. It also mandates mandatory in-person verification for corporate amendments. Essentially, if your Thai shareholder, your 51% majority owner, does not have the financial history to actually own a multi-million baht villa project, the system flags it. The days of a noodle vendor down the road being listed as the owner of a massive real estate empire are over. On top of that, here is the critical point that the TikTok lawyers often miss. Section 36 of the Foreign Business Act. This is the shared crime provision. It is not just the Thai proxy who goes to jail. The foreign principal faces identical criminal liability. We are talking up to 3 years in prison and fines of up to 1 million baht. This is not a civil fine, this is a criminal offence. I think what catches young Western couples out is a fundamental mindset gap. In the UK or the West, long-term residence builds an entitlement to settle. You pay your taxes, you obey the law, you eventually earn the right to stay. However, in Thailand, you are a guest. Your stay is granted purely at administrative decision. Now, I know some of you might bristle at that. Nevertheless, it is the truth. The protectionist land laws exist for a reason. Every country has a right to preserve its soil and its commercial economy for its own citizens. Is the law frustrating? Yes. Is it inconvenient for foreign investors? Absolutely. However, is it wrong for Thailand to protect its own people? No. That is just sovereignty. The Foreign Business Act, BE 2542, has banned nominees since 1999. The law did not change, the enforcement did. So, what do you do? What is the advice for the future? If you're a long-term married expat who lives quietly in a house registered in your wife's name and you have no commercial aspirations beyond living a peaceful life, you are not the target. The state is not coming to kick your door down. I have been here for 44 years. I sleep soundly because I have never tried to run a business on a loophole. For the newcomers, the advice is simple. Do not buy bad advice off the internet. If you want to invest in Thailand, use legitimate sovereign sanctioned routes. Look at the Board of Investment Promotions, or BOI. Apply for a direct foreign business license, or use the legal 30-year leasehold registered at the Land Department. These routes exist. They may be more expensive and they may be slower, but they keep you on the right side of the law. Let me leave you with this. If you're living here and you are scared, ask yourself one question. Am I trying to build an empire on a fiction, or am I just trying to live a good life? If it is the latter, relax. You are fine. The crackdown is not about kicking out money. It is about kicking out the arrogance. It is about kicking out the people who thought they could bulldoze over Thai culture and Thai law because they had a bit of cash. Thailand is not an immigration country. Accepting the role of long-term guest is the secret to a happy, stable life here. Besides, if you do not like that, well, the airport is only a taxi ride away. Nevertheless, for the rest of us who have found a home in this beautiful, madly wonderful country, we just have to respect the rules of the house. Respect the law. Respect the Thai government and the Thai people. Simple enough for most, I believe. However, what the hell do I know? I am but a grumpy old Englishman hiding out in the Isaan rice paddies. Take care. Bye-bye.